Banakuma is a word that is said to be almost 12,000 years old. It comes from a time after a great flood when humans got their first beginning, as we know them now, got their first beginning on earth. Bana means sacred, and Kuma means altering. And it is our greatest gift and our greatest power as humans to be able to alter energy. We don't create energy because, as our science says, energy is never created or destroyed. It's just altered, it's changed. And so that's what we do when we take a thought and we make it into a manifestation. Right now I'm thinking first, and now it comes out as a word that you can hear. That simple act is called Banakuma. And if we realize its power and recognize that it is our power, it's something that we can do, we can cultivate this power and create magnificent things on planet Earth. So, Banakuma, for its guiding principles, has 12 archetypes. 12. These 12 assist in one's process of Banakuma. The elemental process of Banakuma works like this. We have a thought, which is air. It moves into an energetic state, which is our fire, then moves into an emotional state, which is our water, and then manifests out into reality, which is our earth. So for each of those four elements, we have 12 archetypes or 12 pillars of wisdom that help us in this process of Banakuma. So let's go over these 12. What are they? Who are they? What do they mean? Samawe is the beginning. He is the first air sage, or the first air Kalanaka, or the first air archetype. Samawe is an ancient greeting, which means we are one in the universe of love, in this universe of love. Like if everything in the universe is love, we are one within it. All is one. So Samawe, the meaning of Samawe is unity and interconnectedness. All things in the universe are one. There's something that connects and binds all things as one thing. The second archetype in the air element is Utanatu. Utanatu has to do with belief and perspective and the power of thought. Because whatever we think, whatever we believe, whatever perspective we decide to take, that will in turn create our reality. Our thoughts create our actions and our reality. So Utanatu is the archetype of belief, perspective, and thought. Now, last but not least in the element of air, we have the archetype Saisa. Saisa means the infinite now and or balance. Not concerned in the past, not in the future, right in the infinite now. And she is responsible for keeping people in their power and in their balance, and is a very important perspective to think about when doing one's Banakuma. From the air element, from thought, we move down into our heart, our spirit, our energy, our life force, our fire. And for this element of fire, we have another 3 archetypes. The king, the boss, the main archetype of these 3 is Kiya. Kiya literally represents action and the fire itself. He is literally fire himself. He's strong, he's masculine, he's the archetype of war, of technology, of energy, of action, of everything that fire can represent. Kiya represents that. Now, number 2 in the fire element, we have Ziasu. Ziasu is our bigger self, our greater spirit that can't all fit inside of this physical skin suit. The belief around Ziasu is that we're not just these little bodies encased, the little beings encased in this body, but that we have a massive part of ourselves that is connected to all of the universe. Many lives, many codes of DNA in us that we don't understand. Our bigger selves is bigger in every direction, not just up, but all around us, that we have a bigger part of ourselves. Ziasu is the god or the archetype of the bigger self, and pulling the bigger self into our smaller selves, so we may fulfill our destiny in these lives. Next, we have Nika. Nika means self-sovereignty. He is the flame of centeredness, power, of standing firm, no matter what anybody says or does around us. Nika says, you are your own boss. You have all the answers that you need inside of you. You are your own guide. No one can be a better teacher for you than yourself. And so Nika always brings us back to ourselves and our center and our own power. Now from fire, we move to the water element, the element of emotion. The queen of the water element is Saule. Saule is the archetype of oceans and big bodies of water, big lakes. She is the quintessential essence of emotion and feeling, all the feminine aspects that water embraces. She is that. Now, one interesting thing about Saule is that the name is literally the ancient name of the human body. Because Sa means love, U means receiver, and Le means emission. So the name of the human body from the ancient times of the Banakuma mythology is Sa, which we take in Sa, love. We take it into our bodies like U, receive, and we put out, we transform love, and we alter it into an emission of manifestation. So her name means the human body. She is one of our first ancestors. Also in the water element, we have Hinimawe. Hinimawe means to listen or to feel. And it is one of the most important aspects in all of Banakuma, because the quality of your listening will determine the quality of what you manifest. The quality of your feeling, how much you feel, will determine the quality of what you manifest or put out into the world. So listening, meditation, hearing things, being sensitive, truly listening is one of the most important concepts in Banakuma. And again, that is represented by the archetype Hinimawe. Also, in water, the third of the three archetypes in water is Shiniwa. Shiniwa means cleansing or healing. And he is the archetype of exactly that. Well-being, cleansing, washing things. He represents fresh water streams, waterfalls, running fresh water is what Shiniwa represents. And he's important to consider in that all of us have a great potential, our higher selves, our a bigger destiny. And Shiniwa is the one that we look to clean the confusion away, to shine the diamond of our heart, or the diamond of our soul, so that our true light can shine through. So he's also not only responsible for healing and cleansing, but also bringing us into our Ziyasu, which I mentioned earlier, the fire element, by clearing away all of our confusion and things in our lives and our mentality that we don't need. From the water, we move finally into the manifestation element, which is the earth element. And again, we have three archetypes for the earth, just as we had three for air, fire, and water. The first one to consider in the earth element is Hiyamatweyam. His name literally means beautiful, harmonious creation. And he is the archetype of nature, because nature is the greatest example for us as people practicing Banakuma for creation. Something other than us created this beautiful thing called nature, with all the elements working in harmony. And if we follow that as an example, we too can create something as great as that. And that creation, that harmonious creation, is what is called Kiamatwe. Now, also in the earth element, we have Yakina. Yakina is the archetype of the law of attraction. Her name literally means a contour. She knows how to contour energy so that other energy like that will flow into it. She knows how to be a certain way so that she attracts whatever she wants into her life. she's happy. She's often seen as loving herself in a very positive way. And she always is pulling beautiful blessings into her life through the law of attraction. She knows how to master herself in a certain way to manifest whatever she wants. Last but not least, in the element of fire, we have Nikunda. Nikunda literally means gratitude and thanksgiving. Even if we have negative things in our life or everything's perfect, we can always find something to be appreciative of, to have gratitude for. Nikunda is that way. She's very poor. She's always seen as not having any possessions, even living on the street with rags or whatever, but she's always happy. She always finds something to be thankful for, to be appreciative of, and so therefore she always is full of joy. She is in a constant state of gratitude. So Nikunda is the final of the three of the earth elements. Banakuma is from thought, air, to energy, fire, to emotion, water, to manifestation, earth. The 4 elements of creation and the 12 archetypes within those 4 elements of creation. And that's it.